We will be giving people a couple of minutes to join. So hang tight momentarily. And while we wait for them, maybe I can do a little bit of introduction and talk just a bit about what we'll be covering. The call will be recorded, by the way, so don't say anything you wouldn't, say your grandma or something. But at any rate, I'm joined today. I'm Sam Bogosh, CEO of Axle AI, and I'm joined by Patrice Gutebel, who's our VP of Products, and Katie Scott, who's our VP of Operations. And we are here to answer any and all in our business and us. We can even, if time permits, cover questions about the world at large, but I think your time is probably too valuable for that. So at any rate, we will stick to those basics. And there is a question and answer form inside of Zoom for those that are not familiar with it. There's also a chat area, so feel free to ask questions either in the Q&A or in the chat. And we will probably take a couple of breaks through the half-hour call to answer those questions. And it's really the primary use of the call is answering those questions. So be sure and ask lots of them. Also, I'm going to switch to a headset here just in the interest of better audio. So hold on just a moment.
Okay, so while Sam, you get ready with the headset, maybe I can just get started with the demo.
Actually, well, you know what? I think I'm situated. Can you hear me better now?
Yes.
All right. Now, let me chat just a little bit for those that are just joining and not so familiar with us. So, Axle AI is obviously crowdfunding on Republic. We are delighted that we are over, I think we're about 110% of our goal right now and charging up from there. We've actually had a fantastic time with the Republic team and platform, so we're excited to see how far this goes. And there's nearly 2 months left in the equity crowdfunding round, so we're quite optimistic about where things are headed. More generally in the business climate, I will also say that there are some very encouraging signs. There, as just across the economy, I would say there was about 30 to 60 days of very quiet, levels of activity, but that just in the last week or two, we've seen a huge jump up in not only orders but new inquiries and just activity generally. So I think it's safe to say that if the economy does in fact continue opening up, that we should have a very good rest of the quarter and going into Q3. So that's pretty exciting. And at the same time, obviously, there's every possibility of further setbacks. So, if they do have to reimpose quarantines, particularly on the coasts, if either New York or LA or San Francisco area end up with major setbacks, then that could have an impact on our business. We also have quite a bit of business across the country and around the world. And one of the sub-trends that we've seen is that Europe has been opening up a couple of weeks before the US. So like our European team is probably busier than they have ever been at the moment. And that's a very encouraging sign because, as we all know, the COVID wave kind of hit Europe a few weeks before it hit the US in earnest. And so as long as the US is equally good at managing the downslope, then I think we're expecting a pretty strong month or two in June and July. Other than that, what else? We've got some very good product announcements coming up. We are super excited about the partnership we announced with Dropbox a couple weeks ago, and that has turned out already to be generating a pretty high level of incoming inquiry and attention. So Patrice will be showing the products that drove that announcement, and then perhaps what we can do is take a pause, answer some questions, maybe do a bit more in the way of demos and Q&A, and we don't have a firm need to spend the whole 30 minutes. So if it turns out we can wrap up in 20 or 25, we are happy to do that. So with that, I think I'll turn it over to Patrice, who will be demoing the Ascribe product for Mac. Over to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Sam. And welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining and taking the time to be with us. I'm going to share my screen. So what is Ascribe? So with Axel, we spent a lot of our energy actually helping media teams, or anybody who does video actually, and it can be in post-production, broadcast, sports team, marketing agencies, everybody really will need a way to find their media. And we have developed Axel as a server. Not everybody does need a server though, but they still need tools to help them find their media and actually move further in the process. And this is why we came up with a lightweight app, and that will run on both Mac and Windows. In this case, I'm going to demo it on the Mac, but definitely all the features are available also on Windows. And basically the way it will simply look is as follows. I'm going to launch the app, and this is going to be directly tied in to our Axor Speech module. So Axor Speech is the AI engine we use to create a transcript. That will mean that whatever is said in a video will become searchable. We have about a 90–95% accuracy there. And this is what basically it looks like. On the left side, I have some videos that have been transcribed. I can double click. And here you have the closed captioning, the transcript on the right side. And what is really the feature that people will use would be, for example, here, explode. If I start to filter down, I will see exactly where it is said in my video, and I can start to edit the transcript. I can also play the at different playback speed, as you can see here. So I can play, for example, not a quarter, let's do half the speed. And I can play the video, and without lifting the fingers, I can just continue to actually edit at a lower speed. So I can just continue to listen, edit my transcript without pausing the video every second or whatnot. But we are all about searching and finding. So on the left side, this is where you have the list of media, and I can search on either the file name or the transcript. So I can find all the media that have been transcribed on the left side here. I can find all my media that have been transcribed, organized by date, and search against it. But of course, we have actually partnered with Dropbox. So that's actually exciting because we suddenly put our name next to a big name, like a big recognized name in the industry, Dropbox. Surprisingly, they did not really have any kind of joint partnerships with media teams, although they are very prominent in the space. And what we have done basically is let the user access the media on that Dropbox and transcribe. But let's say it is not done. I can go in and right away transcribe the media straight from Dropbox. So what I'm playing is a stream on the Dropbox account. I can hit transcribe, and we are sending it directly to be transcribed from Dropbox. So there is no rendering process and so on. So you're really tied into basically the length of the speed and your bandwidth. And in this case, because we do from Dropbox to a server, the speed will be accelerated. And this has been described. So let's talk briefly about the video player here. What do we have in the video player? So I can play a different playback speed. I can scrub through the video. I can pause, play, jump a couple seconds left or right. I already show you the closed captioning. We have also the export feature. So what does the export do is allow me to get the transcript from in different formats. And we have SRT, the default closed captioning, the default subtitling file format, iTunes, transcript. That's for Final Cut Pro 10. Oh, there looks like you have a problem. And TXT here, where I can decide to export with or without timecode. So if I were to take, for example, back to this video, let's go back. Go back to this video where I have the transcript here, and I will do my export in TXT with, let's keep the timecode just to be here, and I would just say Trudeau, save. Now it is on my desktop, and I will check the TXT file Trudeau right here, and by opening it, you will see all the text right here available. Ideal to do to get meetings from Zoom or any kind of footage, you know, B-roll interviews. It can be phone calls. Here I have just a audio interview that I've done. So you have a lot of possibilities, and the cost is really affordable. So typically, this kind of solution you will have to pay $1.25 per minute or more, you know. And this is something that will have a live person that will promise you to get back your transcript within 24 hours. What we do is use AI that will perform the task on the fly, and you know, will it have the same accuracy as a human? No, because you will have accents, you will have a lot of different things, background noise that may interfere with what the own computer can interpret, understand and get for words. However, in 10 minutes, you have like hour-longs of transcript that are returned, and you can then go in and edit the names or the jargons or different things that the computer did not get. And this will be $2 per hour of footage analyzed, not not per hour of services used, but of footage. So you send 2 hours of video, you will pay less than $4. And these have been a quick demonstration of the Scribe. It is also available in Premiere Pro, which is a video editing solution. And basically anybody can download the app. It's available on our website, scribe.ai. You can download the app. You have 1 hour of free transcript upon sign up, and that will let people decide to do. And today we already started to actually get some sales happening after a little bit over a week of launch. So people have been testing their 1 hour of transcript, and they start to actually like it and pay money. That's actually good news for us. It means we are somewhere on the right track. We are hoping to raise some money to actually market the hell out of it and boost our revenues and the awareness of such a product. And with that, I'm going to pass it back over to Sam and see if we have any questions. I'm going to keep the screen just in case I have the demo.
Yeah, no, great. And probably worth also talking a little bit about Ascribe's place in our product line, because it's a fairly recent experiment on our part. Typically, our products in the past have been priced at between $1,000 and say $50,000 for a typical
Sam, you're breaking up.
Installation.
Sam, you're breaking up. Your audio is not.
All right. Video and see if that. How does that sound?
Okay, that's slightly better. If I may just jump in, Sam, we do have a question from Joe, which asking about multiple keywords by keyword across multiple transcripts. So I believe you can have I think it's searching on the exact expression. So for example, if you're searching build snowman, it's going to look for build snowman as the exact expression, but it will search across the whole thing. So that's actually a very good point, and we want to actually improve the search engine on the left side here for finding the media. But that is a very good point. We do have the search capability, search across all the clips, but I believe that we do not have any kind of logical operation such as and or. This is something that we want to develop and enhance within the Scribe. Excellent question. Thank you.
And if you can hear me okay. So one other point is, so just to clarify for those that aren't familiar with it, um, our core products are priced in the thousands of dollars and are aimed at work groups, video teams. Whereas a Scribe is kind of an experiment for us. It's not generating very much of our revenue yet, but it is generating an awful lot of visibility and conversations, which have already begun to drive higher end sales. So the idea is essentially to cast a very wide net, almost like a marketing program, really. And so the issue with the Scribe is, what if you put something out there that was free? It has integration with both Dropbox and Adobe Premiere, two market leaders, and got people used to the idea of having transcript metadata and perhaps in the future other kinds of metadata with their video. Once you have that, then you might want a more powerful search tool, for instance. And Axle AI 2020, which is our flagship product, gives you that. In fact, Patrice, maybe you might want to, for a brief demo, like show the search options within Axle AI.
Yeah.
Just to give
Oh,
people a
well,
sense of kind of, or is that tricky on the machine that you have there?
no, it's not tricky on the machine that we have. I was actually trying to make what you were saying. I'm sorry for the dubious face. You were breaking up, but I believe, and just say yes or no, that you wanted me to do a demo of Axle search engine, so to give folks a sense of what we are trying to accomplish. Okay, thank you.
That's right.
So reclaiming the screen here. All right, taking a step back. So Axle is really software that you will install next to the storage. So big companies will have a big storage where they will store all their media, and they will typically have a higher speed storage than what you typically see in offices because it is required for video editing. Video editing takes a lot of resources, whether it is file size and processor power. So what we will do with Axle is simply sit next to it and reflect in a browser what you have. Now, the cool aspect of having the web browser means that I can actually access it from outside. I can access my storage from outside where I work from home. And we do have recommended setups for companies in a secured fashion. But that's great. So left side, you have quickly the folder structure of my drive. So you will see the content. I can easily jump in, see the content, scrub through the thumbnail so I know exactly if it is a video or not, and play the video. Now the search engine that we have is actually kind of, it is a full text search. I can search on Dodger, for example. It will find Dodgers because we do include basic English grammar into it. So I have the Dodgers here, and I want to actually filter it more. So let's say, let's do highlight. And now I found two files because they will have the highlight. Now, right now it's easy. I'm actually searching across file names. So what else can I search across here? Let's do Lewis Hamilton. And it will find me this file, but notice that I have some icons right here. Facial recognition showed me Hamilton and OCR. So these two icons mean OCR. I can click on a video and I will see, based on the facial recognition, who appears in the video and when. So Lewis Hamilton, that's a Formula One interview. So you will have Lewis Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel, even picks up some people that are known that they can decide to teach. And you will know exactly where they appear. You have also the possibility to have keywords and of course the transcript, which is what we have been talking about with the Scribe. So we found that the transcript is the #1 feature request of people, because knowing what is being said and searching against that and which segment it is appearing is extremely important. So we are bringing up the possibility to import what I got from a Scribe into Axle. So you can have multiple sites, and multiple laptops, just transcribing what they have and bring it back over to the server if they are a work group and they will need a server. Just clicking on the lens here, I can actually bring it a much more advanced search feature. I can say, okay, when was the file last modified? Let's say it was less than, let's say April 1st. So prior to April 1st, 2020, what file has been modified? And I can search on the transcript. And I will say, we say winter, and just remove that. So you can actually find different operations that you can do. And we search, and now we find this file specifically because it has been modified February 21st, 2020. And in a transcript, if I check the transcript right here, the first part is, I think you said over the winter. So you have the word winter. And there you have it. That's actually the search feed capabilities in Axel. And we want to actually bring the same kind of technology that we have here back into a Scribe. And with that, I see some questions are popping up. So let's actually take a quick look. No, Joe. So the question is it searching only on file name? No, that would be a little bit weak. So it's searching across custom metadata field that the user can create, any kind of technical fields that we find on the video or existing data or AI engines. The user can also annotate the video directly. So you will be able to go into the comment section here under the video player. Let me close that, and I can just go in and say, okay, okay, I will take the mark in and mark out, and I will say Lewis looks at Ricciardo, post, and there we go. So now I have the comment associated to the timeline again, which will become searchable. So in addition to data that user can tag their video globally, you can also annotate part of the video. Excellent question, though. Thank you. So can we search multiple files at once for the clip in which certain text appear in a transcript? So yes, the search will actually return everything it finds. So in this case, you will be able to enter multiple keywords and find the transcript you need based on different files. So you do not need the exact expression just like the Scribe app. You can have actually the complex search engine I was just showing you dedicated to the transcript. And you have different type of transcript. You can use the Axel Speech, which is our own, or you can use a transcript engine because we also integrate with other engines. We provide a search engine tool, and we want folks to find their media no matter the means. So if they already have, the likes of Speechmatics or Microsoft AI, we can definitely tag into it. And you can have multiple time different words, or you can also search directly the words right here, different keywords. It will find across everything. These are all excellent questions. Richard is asking, do you have any patents for the software? Sam, I will let that over to you. Hello, Sam, you're on mute.
Yep, just trying to unmute here. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Yeah, we have not had any patent applications or patents granted up till now. Most of our focus as a bootstrap company was on getting the product to market. But we do have about 60 person years of engineering work in the product at this point. And so one of our goals for a future round of funding would be to find patentable items in the product portfolio and apply for some patents. But right now, that's a little bit of a stretch for what we're doing, given that this is mostly about time to market and solving the customer's problems. I think realistically later this year or early in 2021 is when we'd like to start developing a patent portfolio.
Exactly. I just would like to add that in speech to text, it may be harder to get a patent because it's easy. It's easy. No, it's not that easy, but it's actually relatively not as processor intensive. However, a facial recognition engine, when you're in the cloud, that's extremely easy to do because you have all the compute in the world. You require a lot of GPUs. So how do you actually bring this technology into one machine, one server, which is what we are doing here on premise for facial recognition? This is something we may be able to find some patentable applications. Excellent question, Richard. Thank you. So Joe is asking, so if I remember a quote but don't remember in which file it appears, will actually help me find it exactly. Whether it is in a Axel or a Scribe, it is exactly, that's the point, is where is the clip based on what I know, whether it is file name, transcript, facial recognition, just tags, user tags, it can be by date, path, all of that. This is what Axel is doing for all of these companies. In fact, one of our major clients, which I will keep nameless for now, lost a master of their movies. And They tried Axel not with the goal of finding this movie. Actually, they just decided that they needed something, and they were checking out Axel. Uh, and that was like in the very early days of Axel. And the next day that they had the trial installed, they told us they're going to buy it. And the reason is because they found this master of their movie, which was misplaced by somebody else. So somebody moved by accident the file in their storage, but they had so much going on they could not retrieve it. And they remembered the file name and the guy, just to test, decided to look for it and found it thanks to Axel. So it was like, I'm buying the product. So that's exactly what Axel has been designed for. So it cannot always be for saving somebody's ass when they lost their footage, but it will be, you know what, let's take a TV reality, even like a cooking show. Oh, this person mentioned something about like sriracha sauce. Let's find anything about sriracha sauce and something like that. You will find all the clips that are referencing sriracha sauce. All have been excellent questions. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, so we're getting close to the end of the half hour. I would say if there are additional questions, please feel free to contact me or Patrice or Katie. I'm it's his first name at Axel.ai, so I'm Sam at Axel.ai. Patrice is Patrice at Axel.ai. Katie is Katy at Axel.ai. So do not hesitate to reach out to us, and of course, you can post questions on the Republic website. The link for those that don't have it is republic.co/Axel-AI, which is a little confusing because our URL is Axel.ai, but on the Republic website, they couldn't do that. So it's republic.co/Axel-AI. And we are really thrilled by the recent momentum and new investments that are coming in. So it's been a great experience, and we're looking forward to more activity in the next few weeks. On our next call, we'll be talking about some of the upcoming products that we're working on, which are essentially enhancements. We feel like we have a good product suite, but there are always things that customers are requesting and market opportunities that are emerging. So we'll be talking a little more about that next time. Thanks again, everybody, and have a great week.
Thank you. Take care now. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, hold on a second. There's another question. I missed the part of the call. So from Alan, I missed the part of the call. Are there links where I can watch the recorded session? Sam, is it on the Republic website?
We do put recordings on the Republic website as, I think, a standard SEC requirement. So this will go up as a recording within the next few days.
Hopefully that answers.
And by the way, sorry for the sound quality. Oh, I think they generate a transcript though as well. But I was unfortunately not at my desk this week, and it definitely showed in the audio quality. So sorry about that.
Alrighty. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Much appreciated. Have a good week.
Bye-bye.
Stay safe. Thanks. Bye.